Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why it is a mistake for an empath to try to help a narcissist. Empaths and narcissists are really polar opposites. While an empath is a genuinely good person who truly wants to make the world a better place, they want to help anybody, whether it's a person or an animal. They can't help themselves. They see the best in everybody and truly believe that anybody, given the right amount of love, can change and be an amazing person. If everybody in the world was an empath, we truly would live in a utopia. The reality is that not everybody is like that, not even close to everybody is like that. And now we have the narcissist. Whereas an empath is a genuinely good person, a narcissist is a genuinely bad person. Narcissists do not have goodness in them. They're users, manipulators, liars. They're pain machines. They don't have a conscience. There's no morals. They don't feel guilt and they don't feel remorse. They're very damaged people. Nobody is born a narcissist. No, people become narcissists in several ways. Sometimes it could just be the environment that they're raised in. That's the case with my husband. He grew up in a family where his father is a narcissist and his mother is codependent. That's how he grew up. So it's not a surprise that today he is a flaming narcissist. It can also happen where somebody grows up in a home where they are overindulged. They're made to believe that they are just the most amazing person who can do no wrong. And so they grow up believing that other people should, fawn over them and take care of them. And that's all they've ever known. And they expect that going forward. So they never grow a heart. They never feel that they should have any responsibility towards anybody else, whether it's their spouse, their children, it doesn't matter. Narcissists are not people that want to make the world a better place. They want to make themselves have a better life. That's all they care about. They will step on anybody to get what they want. So for a narcissist, being in a relationship with an empath really is the best thing that could happen to them, because now they have somebody that has morals, that has a conscience, that has a heart, that has a soul. And because narcissists are parasites, they can just feed off this goodness and incorporate it into their own life. That's how they get through life, conning other people. So initially, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, the narcissist is going to present themselves as somebody they are not. They're going to pretend that they're a wonderful, caring, kind, generous person that wouldn't hurt anybody. But that is all lies. They don't care about anybody but themselves. So the empath is going to initially be in this relationship and think they found somebody that is like them and that together you can conquer the world and make the world a better place. It's all lies. You're going to find out as the relationship goes on, the narcissist cannot maintain this facade because that's what it is. It's a facade. It's not real. Who you really are as a person is going to come out. It can't be any other way. The problem is that when the narcissist mask falls off, the empath is still secure in who they are, and they naturally, now they want to help this person. Because an empath cannot be around a person, an animal, any alive being that is in pain, that needs help, cannot be ignored by the empath. So, and this is what has happened in my relationship. My husband would do horrible things. He constantly would lie to me. He has no problem lying to me. He would get into financial trouble. He would steal from my own kids. And I always would think, well, he didn't mean to do it. Or, how can I help him? How can I help him, right? How can I make him feel better? How can I make him a better person? How can he change? I'm sure he didn't mean it. He felt desperate. He was afraid. He didn't know. It's ridiculous. As I'm saying these words, I know how crazy it sounds. But this is what happens when you are an empath and you love a narcissist. You believe that they are a good person because you wouldn't do these things. So you think to yourself, well, gee, something terrible must have happened for him to do this. He didn't realize, she didn't realize. No, they know. We just don't want to accept that. We can't accept that because personality is very fixed. So it's not until either enough pain has happened to you or like has happened to me. I have been woken up. I'm awake. My eyes are wide open. I can see reality. But even to this day, I've still tried to help my husband. He is in a very bad spot right now. It's all 100% his own doing. But I almost can't help myself, you know? But the difference is that I now know that he cannot change. Just like I couldn't suddenly not care about people or just be out for just myself, it wouldn't be possible for me to be that way. It's not who I am. It's the exact same thing for a narcissist. It's who they are. They cannot be any different. Empaths always believe that everybody has a seed of goodness in them. If they could just be shown enough love, so much would be different. And, you know, if I had a real seed, if I was going to plant, say, an apple tree, and I put the apple seeds in the ground and I watered it and fertilized it and took care of it, it would blossom under my care. But if I did the same thing to just a pile of dirt, I watered it, I fertilized it, I cared for it, nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to have a mud pit because there's nothing there to nurture. And that's how it is with a narcissist. There is nothing there. You can't help a narcissist. And it's so important for an empath to understand this because there are so many people, there are so many animals in the world that would blossom under your care. Several years ago, my daughter found this little abandoned mouse in our yard, and she told me about it. I go outside, and he was like an inch long, curled up in a little ball, just laying there in the cold. And immediately I felt such love and compassion for this little tiny animal. So we brought it in the house, and like I said, his eyes weren't even open. He was so small. We had to feed him. We took a little paintbrush and dipped it in kitten formula. And every 2 hours, I set an alarm throughout the night. I would get up and feed this little guy. We had him on a heat pad. We kept him warm. We showered him with love. And I was actually afraid that when he opened up his eyes, he was going to be terrified when he saw, big people. But he didn't. He responded to our love. He loved us. He flourished under our care. He responded to that. And he actually lived for 4 years. He recently passed away, and it still hurts me to think about that. I loved this little mouse. He loved me. I mean, even though he was a mouse and I was a person, we responded to each other. There was love there. That's not how it is with a narcissist. I showered that little mouse with affection. I showered my husband with 100 times that affection. And he can't respond to it. The little mouse responded to it. My human husband cannot respond to it. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have it. He can't. It's like watering the dirt. That's how it is when you are with an empath. But there are so many people in the world that would love to be showered with your love. And also as an empath, you know what pain is, and you never want to hurt somebody else. So when you're with a narcissist, you think, well, if I abandon them, they're going to be hurt. Or if I don't do things for them, they're going to be hurt. But you have to remember, these are people that can't be helped. It's like, you see doctors, right? Eventually, if somebody's heart stops, they're given CPR and they're trying so hard to help them, but eventually they have to just call it and say, all right, the time of death is whatever. That's how it is with a narcissist. You have to give them a time of death because it's not that you don't care. It's not that there is this spark, and if only you could just reach it, if you could just shower this person with your love, if you could give them enough CPR, they could flourish and be this amazing person. It can't happen. They are dead on arrival. There's nothing there. But there are others, that could flourish under your love. And yourself, you should give yourself the love that you give the narcissist. Because when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you're going to feel pain like you've never felt. And when the relationship is over and you wake up, because the reality is there isn't a relationship. And I understand I've given my husband 20 years. So the thought of starting over when I'm in my 40s is not an ideal situation at all. I can't stand it. But holding on to something that isn't there isn't going to make my life any better. It's the same with your life, with anybody's life. It's so important to accept reality. And I always try to remind myself this, and I'll say this to you too. When you are a loving person, there is a future for you because other people respond to that love. Most people are not narcissists, so you have to be careful you don't end up with another narcissist, but most people are not narcissists. There is goodness in the world. Think about how you respond to goodness. Think about how real, genuine people or animals have responded to goodness in the world. It's out there. But the narcissist is DOA. There is nothing that can be done. They don't deserve your special love. They don't deserve being with you. And I know it's horrible to consider starting over. It's a nightmare to me because I don't want to be some lonely old woman, with no man. Like that bothers me. But I'm trying to move forward, and I'm trying to get to a place where I'm in a better position. And hanging on to somebody that is only going to hurt you, that has shown over and over that they don't care about you, is not the way to go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helps somebody. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will be back in a few days with a new video. Bless you all.